Happy Monday. Listeners, ladies, gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to Mystery Mondays on the MisippBROs. We'll get to the mysteries here that we're about to unearth here in a moment. Ooh. Typically, we give our listeners a little preview when we blast them with text messages, Facebook posts, Instagram, all the like. Today, none of that. And before we dive into Mystery Mondays, let's not forget last Monday was Meyer Mondays. Why does that matter? I'll tell you in just a moment. Part of the mystery of tuning in on Mondays, though, happy Monday, people, is we get to find out where in the world is Chad once again, and we get to find out what Big Bro did over the weekend. And if you stay tuned, we'll definitely find out what he's going to be doing tonight. So, Chad, that's called a tease. Don't give it away yet.
Oh, is that how it goes? Okay,
and
thanks, bro. Appreciate
give it to him, Big Bro. Where you at? How was your weekend? How is life?
Oh, man, life is grand, my man. Life is grand. And coming to you live, dude, from the home office in Malibu. The Boo, baby. California, yay, baby. Pacific Coast. Let's do it. Let's get on it. A little working my way down to Santa Monica, man. So Malibu seems like a good stop, dude. Up here in a canyon house, dude. Hiking, freaking going nuts, dude. A little bit of sun tanning. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, dude, having fun. But and looking forward to, obviously, dude, Manic Mondays here with the MisippBROs, dude, and getting after it, dude, talking sports. We got all kinds of stuff going. We got 4 games today. Major League Baseball, dude, thank you very much. NFL, we just had a wacky weekend, man. We also had a lot of teams win that we think are separating themselves from the pack. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. The Warriors, damn, dude, they look pretty good so far preseason. And also, man, we got all kinds of Urban Meyer fun stuff to talk about. We have some Tyson Fury, Dante Wilder. How come I know those names? Mark is going to fill us in a little bit more about
big boys.
Yeah, those are definitely big boys. And I think, I don't follow it so much, dude, but I think they fought 222 times now, man. So, hey, as long as people keep paying, keep on fighting, dude. And that's what they're going to do, man. And welcome one and all to Malibu, California, man. The Boo, baby. Let's get on it. What you got for us, bro?
There it is, man. Nice. That was a lead in, a little alley. Chad with the oop. And we are all better for it. Thank you very much, bro. Hope you're happy. Hope you're healthy. To all of those tuning in, thank you. And I hope you feel as good as I do on a Monday. I might be wearing drinkware clothing. Shout out Sam Williams. Shout out Louis Gernhardt. But in the spirit of October and the Sober-tober as we press on, I'm doing my best Chad Misippo impression. And no booze, people. Today is, let me check the etches on the wall here. Day 11.
You're not in jail, dude. You're not in jail.
And as part of our off the ball segment, which we bring to you most every show, if the listeners don't give us an off the ball topic to jump on, to opine about towards the end of the show, I got a healthy lifestyle topic we can talk about. So, but give it to me, listeners. We love the chat. We always notice it. We want to see who dives in first. We want to know who asks the tough questions. We want to know who wants to play along. So let's begin. It's Monday morning. We are so eager to get to MLB playoff action. We got a lot to talk about. Thank you, baseball gods. Thank you for controversy. Thank you for memorable rivalry games. We will get to it. But we got to clear the slate with what was NFL Week 5. And if you, listeners, tuned in to NFL Week 5 starting Thursday night, you might be familiar with the term mallet finger all of a sudden. Chad, what are your thoughts on mallet finger? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
Dude, you know what? Off the top of my head, I'm thinking Ryan Mallett.
That's a good, hey man, A for effort. Way to use the last name of one Ryan Mallett, who's been out of the NFL for a couple years now.
That's quite a pull from the back of the memory banks, dude. But no, I don't know what mallet finger is, dude. Other than that's what your finger might look like after you get smashed with a mallet, dude.
Okay? That's also equivalent because Aaron Donald did have a hand in what is now known as Russell Wilson's mallet finger. Russell Wilson, longtime quarterback of the Seahawks, one of the most dynamic playmakers in the NFL. He's looking at being out 6 to 8 weeks following a ruptured tendon in his finger. The mallet finger term comes from not being able to bend the finger. To the naked eye Thursday night, it looked a lot like a dislocation. Let me just say, as painful as that would have been, it would have been much better. With a dislocation and or a break, something gives. Without it, something tears. In this case, the tendon ruptured. He could not straighten his finger out. It looked just like this. Aaron Donald and his big right paw are to thank. So he is the mallet in this equation besides Russell Wilson's finger. But dude, shout out to New England Patriots project quarterback Ryan Mallett from years ago. So anyway, Russell Wilson, why is it important? Yes, the Seahawks are probably dead in the dirt without him. Here's looking at Geno Smith, not expecting a lot. This is a player who hasn't missed a single NFL game in his career. And your brother was seen at his local fantasy football draft, hitting the click button, telling everyone how great of a Russell Wilson pick it was because he's so safe and I won't have to worry about a backup quarterback.
Yes,
that's
why. That's exactly why, dude, because you got greedy, you got prideful. You said, yeah, check me out. I got me some Russell Wilson. He never goes on the DL or the injured list, whatever they call it now. And now he's down one finger. And so, you know what, dude? Tell him to tape it up, dude, and get out there. What the hell's wrong with these guys?
And let's just say sayonara Seahawks in what is the toughest division in the NFL. We've talked about it with some regularity. The Seahawks are looking at, in my opinion, being well under 500 by the time he comes back. And prediction, I don't think he even comes back to play those last few games to end the year. So moving on, there was some other injuries in the NFL. I just want to get these out of the way real quick. Saquon Barkley, your ankle looked horrible. It was a terrible misstep, just terrible luck to one of the premier athletes in football. We hate to see him leave. Saquon Barkley, here's to your health. And also Juju Smith-Schuster likely out for the year. So some name brand names, some guys that we would love to see playing, but we're looking at the NFL season without them for a long time. Russell Wilson, that happens. Saquon Barkley, and Juju.
Every year, man. Every year, a lot of injuries. You know, if I remember, man, Saquon Barkley was like a top 5 pick, right, overall. And if I'm an NFL franchise, and I think it's gone this way, and you guys know there's more about it in fantasy than I do, but I just get the feeling that why even draft a running back in the first round even now? I mean, why? Because if you go the top 20, you're taking a big chance. Now, even the first round, dude, these guys get hurt every freaking year, dude.
McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley. No one, Clyde Edwards-Helaire sprained his MCL, the only first-round rookie running back from last year's draft. Chiefs, important role player on that team. He'll be out for a number of weeks. So, yes, Chad, you're hitting on it because let me just say, props to Derrick Henry, known as King Henry in a lot of circles. The dude is a freak. He continues to tote the ball 30 times a week. He's going to lead the NFL in rushing again. And on your point, Chad, I think he's the only running back we can count on. And it's a matter of time before he wears out. So,
it is a matter before he wears out. But, in the meantime, he's going to punish some souls out there, dude.
He's going to punish some souls.
Tackle that dude, man.
Including yesterday.
I just thought about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think his name's like mixed up, dude. It sounds like those names should be in a different order, don't they? Like Edward Clyde Helaire or something like that, or Edward Helaire Clyde. Anyways, I don't see what the Chiefs like in him. I saw him, at LSU a little bit, I think, and he was, kind of a scat back kind of guy. I mean, Josh Jacobs for the Raiders, right? Always hurt. And so all these guys, man, are just, there's only a certain amount of Travis Henrys to go around.
No, Derrick Henry, but yes, absolutely.
Oh, damn it, Derrick Henry.
That's okay.
Travis Henry, who the hell is that, man?
And want to throw it to the chat real quick. We got one Todd Toulis jumping in saying, Julie, Chad, I guess he's talking to you. She got a mallet finger in water polo. Ouch.
Dude, yes, dude. Julie, dude. Todd out of San Francisco right there chiming in, dude. What's up, Todd? And mallet finger, dude. That is a new one on me. Does not sound fun. And I hope Julie's fully recovered. In fact, I saw them a couple weeks ago, man. So I know that she does not have mallet finger anymore.
I mean,
that's good.
When I first heard the term, and nobody that's listening to this show, including myself, including yourself, was familiar with the term Thursday night. But let's just say it sounds like one of those conditions you just pray isn't permanent. That sounds nasty. Mallet finger. So anyway, here's to what's left of Russell Wilson's 9 fingers. Godspeed. Heal up soon, pal. Moving a little bit quickly through the NFL, just looking at the cream that rises to the top, we'll focus on these 7 teams real quick, Chad. Give me your instant takeaway as we proceed. We woke up this morning, 5 NFC teams and 2 AFC teams joined the club of 4 wins and more. So these teams are either 4-1 or, in the Cardinals' sake, the only 5-0 team in football. Wow. Cardinals, Rams, Packers, Cowboys, Bucks from the NFC, Bills, impressive last night.
Yes.
Chargers from the AFC, they played a wild game as well. We'll talk a little bit about that. Any of these teams rise to the top for you? Anything worth noting on? For me, the Cardinals, you can't ignore them. The Packers, Aaron Rodgers revenge tour.
Never bet against Aaron Rodgers, dude. Just don't
No.
do it. Don't do it.
We enjoyed making fun of how he looked week 1.
Yes, dude.
But he shaved his beard and all but forgotten that performance.
Yeah, man. He just, he looked like the guy that walked out of the woods after 3 months, dude, in the woods, dude, living on his own, living off the land, dude, fishing, camping, and just saying, okay, I got to throw some footballs this weekend. Then he just said, okay, now I got to step it up a little bit. And the Packers now have won 4 straight, dude, after that. So, that's a guy you never discount, dude, for sure. Also, man, those teams, man, there's one that sticks out to me that is not legit. The Cowboys. I do not believe the Cowboys are legit. Their schedule is weak. Okay, they play in like the worst division, pretty much.
NFC least for some time now.
Yeah, the NFC least. And when they start playing some big boys, dude, I think they get pushed around a little bit. They're talented. They're good. Prescott has gotten. I'm impressed so far. But they're barely beating teams, man, that they should stomp. And so if they're really elitist. So Bucks, Tom Brady, dude, end of story.
44 years old,
dude.
400 yards, 5 touchdowns. I mean, my head could spin right now. It blows my mind so much because, again, I say it so often. But Peyton Manning, Ben Roethlisberger, Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Drew Brees. None of these guys could get the ball 10 yards downfield at age 38.
Yeah. Really? I mean, dude, Brady is on another level. He takes care of his mind and his body, period. And we're seeing it right now, dude. And then, oh, man, dude, the most exciting team, right? Most exciting player right now is Kyler Murray. Has to be. They're fun to watch, dude. I mean, that is a team to watch. That division is slowly showing, it's like changing of the guard, right? The NFL, dude, changes so fast. They change more than any professional sports team now. They quick. Look where the Chiefs are now. Chiefs are irrelevant, pretty much, dude. They're like below 500,
bottom of the division.
Right, bottom of the division, dude. And they're not even like they're a shell of themselves. They peaked a couple years ago. I was texting with my buddy Cube out in KC about this whole thing. He was all pissed off, but he was also under the same impression that I was correct, dude. Being an objective freaking observationist, dude, looking at things from the whole, not just from the I'm a Raider fan and you suck. Those days are gone, dude. So the thing is, man, is that the Chiefs are now not top of the run. Now you got Atlanta, Arizona, and freaking the Rams, dude, are seriously good in that division. And the Niners and the Seahawks are coming on down, man. A lot of injuries, a lot of changing of the guard. Trey Lance is going to get some great reps. He's going to grow. The Niners are going to have to grow with them. It's going to be a little bit painful the first year.
And on that note, nice shirt, by the way. On that note,
took my freaking commentary on it, dude. All right, go for it.
So the old Luau shirt, I love it. It looks great on you. But let me just say, for the 49ers, man, a couple weeks ago they were 2-0. Now they're 2-3. A couple tough losses, like to the Packers. The Cardinals were in control for most of the game. The score looks closer than the actual game felt. 17-7 was the final, I believe. They didn't really have what they're lacking to me right now, especially with George Kittle on the IR for the next 3 weeks. They're lacking an identity. They're in flux at the quarterback position. This team should be offensively charged, meaning they should be putting up some points, and their defense should kind of follow suit. This is a team that's defense is better than its offense. Case in point, they did hold Kyler Murray and the dynamic Cardinals offense to just 17 points. But where's the identity? Who's going to break through? It just looks like a season in transition, a season in flux, and it just screams 8-9 to me.
Yeah, that's a very good analysis at this point. The X factor in that is if it's Lance takes off. If he gets it in the next few weeks, dude, and takes off and overcomes those hurdles. Because I don't even know who's running the ball for them anymore. They got so many injuries. Their offensive line is a little bit messed up, which is the biggest thing in football that no one talks about, man. You have to have a good offensive line or you're going nowhere in offense.
Ask Derek Carr and the Raiders about that.
Oh, man, dude. Khalil Mack, dude, coming back to sack attack, baby.
You knew he would.
Knocking you around, dude.
And we'll talk quickly on the Raiders in a second because I got to fit this in. I've been thinking about it all weekend. I want to get it out. For 49ers fans watching Trey Lance, you see the physical intangibles, you see the agility, you see the strength, and a rocket arm. Now, sometimes his passes are off the mark. Sometimes they're way off the mark. I just got to say. Now, is he an inaccurate quarterback? No, he's just figuring it out to me. There's a great comparison for this type of player if things turn out the way 49er fans want them to be. And his name, at the peak of his game right now, thank you, big bro, is Josh Allen. Josh Allen came from a Division I school, but a smaller one from a smaller conference in Wyoming. Trey Lance, North Dakota State. They had pinnacle careers in college, couldn't have done anything better. Game breakers, game makers, championship winners. Getting to the NFL, Josh Allen had pretty severe accuracy woes. I want to say his first season in the NFL, 52% completion. 3 years later, that's all the way up to 69, 70% as of last year, and he's doing it again. So 49er fans, sit in for the long haul.
Yeah.
It's a season in transition. Look for those little increments of growth from Lance. Look for him to get a little more accurate, because what Josh Allen busted was the myth that you can't become more accurate in the NFL. You can, once the game slows down. So buckle up, 49ers fans. I believe that's the comp for now.
Most definitely well said, dude. And, it takes a little while. The NFL is a little bit different than North Dakota State. NFL is a little bit different than the University of Wyoming, dude. Okay? And so you need an adjustment period. And some of these guys are so talented that they can work their way through adjustment. Peyton Manning worked his way through adjustment. John Elway worked his way through adjustment. Dan Marino worked his way through adjustment. Okay, look at some of these guys now that are playing every day. Tom Brady didn't start off great all the way. So I'm going to say, man, just you got to be patient with him. And in today's world, we don't want to be patient. We want now.
Need it now.
Right freaking now. You need to show me right now that you're worthy of starting quarterback in the NFL in game number 4 for you on the field, dude. And do it now. And we traded all these picks, and we need you to freaking perform right now, dude. And it's not the case, dude. You need time to develop.
Absolutely. However, Trey Lance, with his game starting yesterday for the first time in the 5th game of the 49er season, he became the last of the 5 first-round quarterbacks to start for his team. Mac Jones is starting for the long haul. Justin Fields has been declared the starter for the Bears and just picked up a road victory at Las Vegas. Shame on you, Raiders. Shame on you, Raiders. You had people believing at 3-0.
No, you know they're the best at that, boy, man.
When I look at that team, my goodness, there's nowhere for Josh Jacobs to run, and there's nowhere for Derek Carr to hide. This is a team that jettisoned their former offensive line starters in Trent Brown. Rodney Hudson was a curious trade for me. Why would you ever trade the guy?
You take away your captain. Your center is your captain.
You know where he is currently?
Oh man, I saw that. Is he in Baltimore?
He's in Arizona.
Arizona, that's yeah. Oh, they're 5-0. What do you know?
Oh, that's right. Rodney Hudson says thank you very much. Things are going much better down here with Kyler. By the way, if I don't block my guy, Kyler gets out of the way. Anyways, so Derek Carr is taking a pummeling. 15 sacks already through 5 games is his career high, and this is a guy who has been battered for a lot of his career. Something about the last name Carr, just so sackable.
Dude, he's got SWG, dude. He's got slow white guy disease, all right?
Whoa,
dude? I know, it's true. It's true, dude, at the quarterback position, dude. These guys are so fast now. He's slow white guy, dude. You got to get the hell out of the way, dude, and you got to be able to scramble. And if you don't have a good offensive line, guess what? You're going to get pummeled.
Did you see Khalil Mack get his sack of Derek Carr and a stop on 2-point conversion? Did you see him throw up the O?
Yes, I did.
Do you know what the O is for?
Charles Woodson, baby.
And or Oakland.
So, it's for Oakland, but Woodson did it first.
Yes, of course. And Khalil Mack was quoted after the game saying, I had to give love to Oakland. I wanted the game to be there because I wanted to play on the baseball clay. That's what Khalil said.
Man, dude, I that's going to go down. It already has. It's one of the worst freaking deals in sports, dude. And we don't need to go back because the Raiders are top 10 worst deals in all NFL. The Raiders have 5 of them at least. I can guarantee you.
Yes.
Anyways, you mentioned, dude, they're having a little problem identity. The Niners are, and the Raiders have a problem with sack. Getting Carr beat up back there, dude. Raiders also have a little bit of a coaching problem going on, man.
Oh yes, we're going to talk about it. We're going to lump that in with our boy Urban Meyer, who again said something unbelievable. We promise we'll get to it because we want to put a bow on NFL Week 5. We do because we got baseball playoffs to talk about.
Man!
And so again, and we will 90 seconds. I just wanted to throw out the Bills winning at Arrowhead soundly was. Let's talk less about the Chiefs and more about the Bills.
Yeah.
That is one of the hardest environments to win in, especially in prime time, against Mahomes, against Andy Reid. I mean, these guys deserve their shine, and Arrowhead is just a sea of red. It's always impressive. But props to the Chiefs, excuse me, props to the Bills, owners of 2 shutouts, their defense now, and they pick 6th Mahomes, which just doesn't happen. Look for the Bills to be there all the way, possibly to the AFC Championship game, just like last year. Now, the Cardinals-Browns game deserves to be talked about real quick. The final score was 47-42. The star of the game was Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler. The Cleveland Browns, only the Browns, even though they are better than they used to be.
Only the Browns.
40-plus points scored, 500 yards of total offense, this many turnovers, and they still lost. They're the first team in NFL history to pull off that feat with those numbers. Only the Browns, right?
There's some organizations that just can't, they don't get it. They can't get over the hump. They have the mind block, and Cleveland is definitely right up there in the top 3, dude. Only the Browns, dude, can score 40-some-odd points with no turnovers and lose. So that's an exceptionally hard thing to do. Yeah. Usually you lose the turnover battle, you definitely lose. Usually if you don't turn the ball over, you got a really good chance of winning. The difference between the Browns and the Bills, there's a lot of them, but I think the main one that comes to mind is defense. All right. That's why the Bills would be probably in the AFC Championship game, because of defense. You have to have defense in every sport, period.
The Browns have certain playmakers on defense that do deserve notice. Jadeveon Clowney, Myles Garrett, Denzel Ward's one of the top cover men. I would have thought they'd have done a little bit better, but they put out a stinker yesterday. And we'll cap football action with this bit of fantasy football from your bro. So I lost Russell Wilson on Thursday night for a long time. I'm screwed. I woke up Sunday morning with a decision to make. I had 2 defenses. I was going to play one of them. Funny thing is, they were playing against each other. I was like, I'm going to roll with the Browns. So I had the choice of the Browns or the Chargers. They gave up all of those scores. My final
doesn't matter.
-5 from the Browns, -7 from the Chargers. So I picked the right team, but I would have been better starting neither. I'd have been better starting myself at the defensive slot. And in a week that I got completely stomped, the guy I played, Kevin Tucker, if you're listening, thank you for the beatdown. Welcome to 35. Happy belated birthday. He dropped 220 points on me, and the league record 10 years in was 199. So he did it all. This is me. I surrender. I got completely pummeled this week. So not my week. Let's move on to baseball.
Dude. Okay. Yeah. Fantasy is fantasy. Okay. All right.
It is fantasy. Now, in the baseball world, Chad, I know we want to talk Dodgers, Giants. I do. But you dropped such a great term on what happened in the events of the Red Sox and Rays game last night in the 13th inning.
Oh, you like that? Okay.
Oh, yes. I was just going to say they got screwed, meaning the Tampa Rays. If you watch the game, the situation was runner on first, less than 2 outs, and a towering fly ball to right center field would hit the ground first. And by the way, the runner on first was in motion. He was stealing. He was going to make it all the way around for what was certain to be at extra bases, a double, if not a triple. The ball did not carry him over the fence naturally. It actually hit the ground, carried him off the Red Sox right fielder, and ejected into the bullpen, out of play. And baseball fell back on a 147-year-old rule saying any ball batted from play, no matter how it got there, is the runner advances 2 bases. Highly controversial, especially in a spot like last night, because presumably the runner would have scored with natural action if the ball stayed in the play. Did the Boston outfielder mean to hit it in the stands? Doesn't matter, because even if he did, same rule applies. So, Chad, what are your thoughts? You said the Rays got tuck ruled. A perfect analogy.
No doubt.
The city of Boston.
Yes, dude, they got tucked rule. Insert F where you want, dude. Okay, because they went and got MLB, went into their archives, which only the MLB does, baby. They love to live in the past more than any sport out there. And it's part of the rich history. It is fantastic. Yet they have a hard time moving forward. So this rule, why is it still there? Why is it still there, dude? And so, it has to be updated for what? Today's athletes. Okay? It has to be updated for today. That guy was almost around third, dude, by the time that ball went over the fence, dude. Okay? There's no way he's not scoring. And yet he only gets third base because he started at first, regardless if he took off beforehand or not. And so the Rays got screwed, dude. They got tuck ruled.
They
No
got
doubt
tuck
about
ruled,
it.
and
They got tuck ruled, and still trying to figure out how someone throws an arm like a Tyrannosaurus, throws a football like a T-Rex. But anyways, that's the tuck rule, and it went away conveniently after it was used, and this will be changed now because it's been in the news, and it changed the game. It changed the game. It is in the rule book, but it hasn't been used in 137 years. And so now we need a refresh, and it's too late for the Rays. Do the Rays come back from 2-1? I believe so.
Okay. I do like the Rays still, even though they got screwed. Talk about added incentive, motivation to come on all the way back. Let me just say, the way the rule reads, and this is not how it happened in live time. By the way, the runs that the Rays needed got stranded on second and third, and the Red Sox promptly won the game in the bottom of the 13th. So of course that would happen after such a screw job. Let me just say, the way the rule reads sounds like, and it looked incidental. It looked like an accident, but all the same, had the right fielder snatched the ball and just threw it 18 rows back near Pesky's pole, would the same rule apply? The way it reads, it seems so.
Yeah, and that's why it's outdated. Okay. And that was put in there for that simple fact because they had that happen back then, dude. Someone just got mad and freaking threw the ball over the fence, dude. And then they said, well, you only get 2 bases now. So anyways, man, it's just, it sucks, man. But, it made me think also, man, the Rays, they were in Boston, right? So the Boston was coming up anyway. So we can't say that totally cost them the game. It cost them the lead. Mm-hmm. Okay. It did not cost them the game. So let's be clear there. All right. Because obviously Boston had their ups coming up in the bottom of the 13th, I think it was 14. And then they freaking went yard to end it. That would have tied it. So let's not say the Rays got screwed on that call, but I don't think it lost them the game. How's that?
That's fair to say.
Yeah.
And Trevor Plouffe, former major leaguer who I believe does some sort of podcast. He's pretty active on Twitter. Yeah. He came out and said MLB is going to need to change this rule unless they want to see a bunch of teams at spring training next year practicing getting the ball over the wall in a runner on first situation. Nobody wants to see that. And if the rule still applies, watch for teams to practice such an occasion. Let's call it the evacuation play. I don't know what to call it. I hope I never see it. MLB, if you're listening, I know you are. Let's nip that one in the bud before it ever becomes something we practice.
Is MLB an official MisippBROs subscriber, dude? That's hot.
I'll have to check. We got our subscribers up over the 73 mark. Thank you very much. So we'll have to see if MLB filed suit and got in line there because we're hot property,
they
man.
would do themselves a favor, dude. They would do themselves a favor. Yes.
There it is. Yeah. And so look for the Rays to keep it coming. Chad already let the listeners know 4 MLB playoff games tonight. Actually 3 because the Astros White Sox have already gotten postponed due to rain. That's a bummer.
Okay. Well,
that's a bummer. I don't know.
I was so excited about that series. I wasn't watching. But anyways, we've got 4 games today, culminating in a game down here in Los Angeles. Game 3, baby.
Wait, Los Angeles. That's somewhere near you.
Oh, baby. From the Boo to Los Angeles is not very far. So I decided, God, how many times in my life am I going to see a Giants-Dodgers playoff game? And I'm 30 minutes away? F that. I'm going, dude. I will see you at the game tonight, dude.
Chavez Ravine, get ready for one half of the MisippBROs.
You got it.
Who's tagging along with you?
Oh, man. My future bride, my beautiful, the marvelous Mariella is going to her second big league baseball game after a Oracle Park introduction a couple months ago.
All right. Yeah. Well, she'll get to see quite the rivalry pick up instantly hot. And let me just say, between Oracle Park for a Giants home game and Chavez Ravine for a Dodgers away game, that's quite the introduction to the sport. If she's not a fan after tonight, she might never be.
No, man, she's already digging the Giants. She's going, "Let's go Giants" in the background while the game's on, that kind of stuff. And to be clear, man, I'm not just a Giants fan. I enjoy the home teams, dude. Giants, A's, this kind of stuff, Bay Area stuff, especially when they're playing the Dodgers. But it's cool to have Mariella, who is a huge soccer fan, dude. Like yesterday, she's watching her country, Chile, was playing in a World Cup qualifier. everything stopped for 2.5 hours, dude.
I
I'm
bet.
like, God dang, I love this woman, man. Look at her over there watching soccer, dude.
Let's hope the game didn't end as a 0-0 draw.
No, it didn't. And I know I couldn't joke her on it. They won 2-0 over Paraguay, dude. She was all pumped up. And I said, hey, look at that action, dude. So
there you go.
I'll be going to some games in Chile, dude. It'll be good stuff.
Cheers to that. Go Chile. Viva. Let's just say the Giants lost game 2. We predicted on Thursday's show this would be a 1-1 series heading back to the LA.
Yes.
Part of me didn't want to be right, but hey, had to go with the gut. And for Giants fans, Friday night was, to me, just the perfect Giants game. Okay? I don't think it could have gone better. There was not a lot of blue from what I can tell in the stands. It was a Giants love fest because as a Giants fan, could you ask for much more than a Webb gem? Logan Webb dealing with unhittable wiffle ball type stuff, man.
Yeah,
10
dude.
strikeouts.
Nasty.
The guy is just rolling and rolling and rolling. No runs surrendered, right? Taylor Rogers gets through the 8th inning. They preserve the shutout. It starts with the shutout. Nothing better for Giants fans than shutting out the hated ones in San Francisco. When you sprinkle on top of that 3 home runs precisely from these guys, Brandon Crawford, Chris Bryant, Buster Posey with a splash hit oppo job. Dude, you can't handpick 3 better home runs, Giants fans.
That was the best Giants game ever, dude, right there.
It doesn't get better than that, but for the Giants, meaning one game at a time, the Giants would love to repeat it. But let me just say, that was the best game one you could hope for, Giants fans. The Dodgers came out a little more supercharged Saturday night. Dude, Monday morning over here, not enough coffee. So anyways.
Not enough coffee and fantasy football getting your arse whooped hangover.
Thank you, Kevin. 99 points. That's all the deficit I need to be worried about. So, yes, 1-1 series. The Dodgers had their day in the sun on Saturday. It wasn't really close once they busted it open, of course. And remember when I talked about the energy of this series? 2 teams this hot, 107 games between them each. I said, brace yourselves for some energy, folks. Maybe an earthquake. Well, Chad, during the 4th inning of Friday night's game, the power went out locally. 3,500 homes in the East Bay. Down with me. I had to scramble to a buddy's apartment in Pleasant Hill to watch the remainder of the game. Logan Webb was cruising so much by the time we got there, it was the bottom of the 7th. This game was over in 2 hours and 20 minutes. So that was my experience.
Dude, you called it, dude. And you called it, and not only that, it affected pretty much only you.
Yep. So here's my selfish plea. I was right, but I didn't predict an underground transformer fire. Thank you,
Well, that's
PG&E.
good.
Yes. Yeah. No. And yes, moving on past those 2 games.
Speaking of earthquakes,
yes.
One of the reasons I wore this fantastic shirt that was given to me by you in Hawaii, dude. That's 2 big ones. 2 big 6-pointers, dude, on the Big Island, dude. Well, south of the Big Island the other day, man. So I said, you know what? Gotta get the Hawaiian shirt going. You know, for the peeps, man. Bro on the pod, giving me the killer shirt. And not only that, I'm in Malibu. What the F, dude? Let's do it. Come on.
The palms fit there as well. And Kilauea, definitely active. Pele is doing her thing. So much respect to the magic of Hawaii, and hang in there, our favorite Big Islanders. And let's hope nothing nearly as destructive as 2018. My goodness, what a time. So proceeding through, dude. I don't got a lot to talk about with the Braves and the Brewers. There's been like 6 runs scored in the 2 games.
I haven't even seen a pitch from that series yet.
No, but yesterday's game ended, I want to say 2-1 or 1-0, and the game before 3-0 Braves. It's a 1-1. We predicted the Brewers pitching staff and bullpen would be tough to hit. We were right on that one. It's a toss-up. Currently, the Braves have a 3-0 lead over the Brewers in the bottom of the 6th. Do you have any predictions who's going to pull this series out?
Well, you know, the Brewers had a tough one to get to start, man. They lost their freaking guy to alcohol, man. Devin Williams, dude, punched a wall, messed up his hand. And then they, you know, I looked at the Brewers lineup, dude, you know, and there's nobody in there that scares you. Not a one. There's no big guy you got. Okay. And Yelich is not like he was before.
You mean what's left of Christian Yelich, man. I think he's got just some back problems that are either going to need an entire year to fix, because he has not been the same. Yeah. He's reverted to who he was in Miami, if not worse, because he didn't find his power stroke in Miami. He didn't find his power stroke until he got to till they got to Milwaukee. And speaking of Miami, there's sometimes I just marvel. Their starting outfield used to be Christian Yelich, Giancarlo Stanton, and Marcell Ozuna, all three of which were in the playoffs this year. I mean, oh, Miami, you will always be that, won't you? The Marlins.
I hope not. They got they got the first female general manager in Derek Jeter, man. So
yeah, they're making moves.
I would look for some things out of Miami, but yeah, they're one of those franchises that got to break that spell, dude. Definitely.
And the headlines coming out of the Astros White Sox series. More bizarre, controversial plays with a runner Yasmani Grandal getting hit by the ball as it was supposed to be on its way home. Likely runner's interference, but we love when a good call goes against the Astros, don't we? But this came from reliever Ryan Tepera, middle reliever on the White Sox. He begged the media to notice how much the Astros were swinging and missing in Chicago versus Houston.
Well, I looked into that because I'm like, what's he talking about? And it doesn't really add up, dude. Doesn't really add up. Do you really think the Astros would do that again after everything that's happened to them and everything that caused? Do you really? And who the hell is Ryan Tepera, by the way?
Well, maybe this is his moment in the sun. But let me just say, I want every bone in my body to say, no, the Astros couldn't possibly do that again. But when the punishment was next to nothing, what is stopping them?
Well, that's true. And if they are, dude, get them the hell out of baseball. Just get them the hell out of baseball. I mean, they're my prediction to win it, dude. I hate this. I told you this, man. And I don't like that team. I don't like them, dude. Period. But I'm looking at it from a bigger perspective, dude. And Dusty Baker, dude, is as the captain of the helm there, man, is keeping everything calm. So yeah, I mean, if there's anything to it, dude, just get them the hell out of baseball, man. We don't need this garbage. We don't need those guys. And I don't think there's a whole lot to it. I kind of looked at it a little bit, man. A couple of highlights, lowlights, whatever you want to call them. I don't think they're sneaking in, taking a look at but there's paranoia all over the place now, my man. But then I looked at Ryan Tepera's stats. And everybody's hitting Ryan Tepera. So I don't think it's not like Mike Fiers, dude, who had a track record, dude.
So maybe Tepera got his first swings and misses of the series and was like, hey, wait a minute.
Exactly. Right, dude. Hey, wait a minute, man.
That doesn't usually happen. Usually it's this.
Right. Exactly, dude.
So,
right.
Yes.
So, yeah, take it as you will, man. But Astros take that series. I'm going to stick with, the Brewers lineup is bad, but, their pitching, I think, still wins out. Atlanta looks pretty decent, though. I don't know, man. Who knows? That's a toss-up to me, man. Giants-Dodgers are going 5. That's all I know. I'm not going to predict who's going to win that. I think Giants-Dodgers going 5. It has to for baseball, for fans, and it's just an awesome series. Tonight, dude, is Alex Wood against Max Scherzer. On paper, it looks like a mismatch. Scherzer has not been great the last few times. And not only that, he's going to get a quick hook, dude. Roberts is a quick hook maniac. So he's going to be out in the 5th inning, 6th inning max, unless he's just demolishing guys, which I don't see him doing. So it's going to be a good game, dude. Really good game. These next two in LA, dude, it's going to be off the hook, bro.
Well,
it's going to be out of control off the hook. That's why you notice my hat is blue with the Giants, with the Little League symbol, but they got it from the San Francisco Seals. So this is the Giants symbol before they got to San Francisco Seals. And so I will be hanging out on the Giants side, second deck, and wearing the blue Giants hat just to make sure that, I don't get freaking too much hassle, dude. It'll be fun to watch the fan interaction today for sure.
Yes, and those listeners just joining us because we got a little uptick in viewership in the second half of this pod. Thank you so much. Chad, Big Bro Chad, will be live on scene. Game 3, Chavez Ravine.
Baby.
All the fields, all the October baseball. What's the forecast for the weather down there tonight?
Nice.
All right, that's all you need to hear. Nice. And yes, the Dodgers, I'm not going to say have an issue hitting left-handed pitching, but I can't help but notice Kike Hernandez, former platoon superior mates for the Dodgers, crushes left-handed pitching. He's doing it for Boston right now.
Yep.
Alex Wood, kind of a deceptive, weird lefty, kind of has his elbow ahead of his wrist when he throws the ball. It's a goofy kind of like delivery that I wouldn't want to face as a lefty. But I just want to say, a lot of times I get to do East Coast, West Coast kind of perceptions and comparisons. I sent the starting lineup for Game 2, which was pitched by Julio Urias, the only NL 20-game winner this year, first one in a couple years. Getting to my point, I sent it to my crew of baseball fans, mostly Phillies fans and listeners, and said, what do you think of the Game 2 lineup for the Dodgers, which featured Austin Slater batting third and Wilmer Flores batting fifth? And they don't understand. No one understands how this team won 107 games, but that's a platoon lineup. Flores and Slater both hit left-handed pitching quite well. It's just crazy to think in a lineup that has 3 former MVPs, Longoria, Posey, Bryant, that these are the men manning the 3 and the 5 holes. But this is Farhan ball.
Dude, and Darren Ruff leading off.
Darren Ruff leading off.
I saw that and I'm like, oh no. That's not okay. That's okay in the regular season. You want to mess around with a little bit, but not in the playoffs. And it bit him, dude. I think he went over 3 at the couple Ks. And, yeah, dude, it's Slater batting third. I got a couple texts on that. Slater 3 ? And then, and then you said Flores, dude. So the Giants got their freaking work cut out for him. Alex Wood, one thing is you should know about Alex Wood. He's a cranky dude, man. One cranky dude. I mean, when I was at the Giants game, man, I went with Mom and we sat pretty close because it was Mom's birthday and I wanted to get her a good seat. And he was yelling at himself, dude, on the mound and in the batter's box when he couldn't bunt. This dude is a cranky dude, man. And don't forget, Alex Wood, who did he pitch for last year?
The Dodgers.
Correct. He pitched for the world champion Dodgers. I know our listeners don't want to hear that. And 60-game season, I know. But the point is that he pitched for them last year. Do you think there's a little motivation on his side?
There's motivation on his side. There's also scouting reports on the Dodgers side. They know what he does well. They know what he doesn't do well. Look for a very patient lineup, I think, tonight. And let me just say, the comparisons are quick here, and they end quickly as well. Alex Wood, I'll call him an enigmatic lefty, wearing number 57 for the Giants. Just gives me Jonathan Sanchez vibes, you know?
Man, dude, don't say that to the Giants fans, dude.
You never knew what you were going to get. He could go out there and twirl a 6-inning, 1-hit ball. He could go out and walk 5. So here is to Chad being live on scene this evening. And Chad, I know you'll keep your head on a swivel. You taught me to do as much my whole life. Yeah. No viral videos tomorrow morning, okay? And I'm talking those Dodger fans. Stay out of it. Stay out of the muck. Keep your beautiful, sweet fiance tucked under your arm.
Hey, man, them days are past, man. I'm writing new chapters, dude, and I'll let someone else take those viral videos. I'll let someone else be in those viral videos. I will sit back and go, oh, look at that. Oh, that's going to hurt. Oh, man, you're not going to like that in the morning, my friend. Mm-hmm. And we're going to see plenty of that because we know Dodger fans got that rep, baby.
Well, we're going to look forward to your firsthand report on Thursday's episode. Tell us all about the crowd. Tell us all about the vibe. And maybe Thursday, we might be deadlocked 2-2 heading back to San Francisco.
Woo,
so that will be a big episode here on MisippBROs.
I want Game 5, dude. Check it out on MisippBROs. Hit that subscribe. Hit that like. Notify yourself, dude, when we go on air, baby, because seems like we're getting more listeners as the podcast goes on. I don't know how many podcasts or streams can say that.
Well, he's not getting any uglier, folks. Tune in to see how good he looks on Thursday, among other things. I don't know where that came from.
Wow, dude, a prop up for bros, dude. Because all right, man. All right. Okay.
Speaking of looking a little ugly, man, we got to get this in because we're running up
against it. Get it in.
We had what so many boxing fans are calling a classic over the weekend. Tyson Fury successfully defending his title, the Gypsy King. That's a name I don't want to mess with. Tyson Fury successfully defended what I believe was Deontay Wilder Fury 3. And the takeaways are Deontay Wilder, Heart of a Lion. This match featured 5 knockdowns between the big men. They would not give up. He took a number of big shots, especially in the last round, kept on ticking. It's everything you'd want to see from a challenger. And for Tyson Fury, not the best body you've ever seen in heavyweight boxing, but then again, this is heavyweight boxing. The dude has such incredible reach, such incredible resolve, and he knocked him straight out, I believe, in the 11th round, maybe the 12th. But boxing fans who have been long starved for matches like this, I can't name a single other heavyweight. They were loving it, couldn't get enough of it.
There you go, man. Tyson Fury, 222, man, was the best one, huh? It just, yes, dude, it is. I mean, these guys are, you know, I make a joke of it, dude, because we've seen it a lot, and I want some new contenders, and they're not there yet. But damn, these guys put on a show, and not only that, they keep selling out the box, dude. You know, I mean, they're pay-per-view, streaming, you name it, dude. And you're gonna see it again. I keep thinking, how many times can these guys recover from the beatings they're giving each other, dude? I mean, what's their life look like in 5 years, 2 years, 3 years? I don't think they care. They're doing what they love. They're entertaining us fans. They're entertaining the boxing community. They love it, and they're making some serious dough. So, hey, we're going to see another one. Hey, these guys fight like, what, 2-3 times a year, it seems like? Hey, man, that's awesome to me because I grew up when boxers didn't fight for a year and a half, 2 years, man. And they all freaking managed each other and massaged it. Roy Jones Jr. didn't fight enough. Manny Pacquiao didn't fight enough. Floyd Mayweather didn't fight enough, and now they're all old and decrepit. No one cares. So go at it, dude. I like it, dude. It's cool.
Yes, and I don't know if we can promise a Tyson Fury and Wilder 4, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was one. Again, can't name a single other heavyweight. From Mikey B on the chat line, he'd like to see their face and body pictures today. I'm sure they're a little lumped up for certain.
Oh, dude.
And he says, let them fight again. I mean, it might be the best thing going. But how many times can you run it back and expect the same greatness? I'm not sure. Fury seems like the type of champion you're just going to have to knock out, dude. I don't know how you do that. His arms are so long. I don't know how you get on the inside of that. And the dude is a bit of a showman. He has shown up in WWE before. He's been in a wrestling match. He's punched a guy in the face in WWE.
Yes.
He is a bit of a showman. I will say hats off to Tyson Fury for putting it all together and giving us something worth watching. So the boxing community starved for it. Yes. And we're going to wrap up the show. If we don't get to our off-the-ball topic, that's all right. But I want to talk how last Monday was Meyer Mondays. Thank you, Urban Meyer, for the lap dance heard around the world that we all got to wake up to. You did not go home with your Jacksonville Jaguars. You chased some co-eds. All that stuff in Ohio, your former stomping
Dude, the worst part I read is that he is an owner in this restaurant he went to. And the girl he was dancing with, who now cannot show her face in public and is getting all kinds of threats and all this kind of garbage, that she is attached to the owner, the half owner or the other owner somehow. She works in I don't know, man. I'm like, dude, Meyer, just go away, dude. Just go away. Get out of the NFL scene. Go back to college where you can do anything you want, anytime you want, and you're a so-called god, and these 18-year-olds will listen to you and dance with you, because in the NFL, that shit don't run, man. That don't play. Mature men in the NFL, and I could imagine him going in and trying to tell his team he was sorry, and the guys laughing in his face, dude. Like, dude, you can't look at us and think that we're going to take you seriously. We had a hard time in the first place. Now we really can't. You're a joke, dude. Just go away.
We have been predicting that Urban Meyer won't last the season for some time now on the show, even before he supplied us with all that content Monday morning. We've labeled him as a college coach at best, a leader of young men, sometimes even boys, 18 to 21 years old, not the leader of an NFL locker room.
No.
And he did it again. Did you hear his soundbite yesterday after the game?
No, dude. It doesn't surprise me. But
he threw his number one pick, the guy he's supposed to be crafting a relationship, under the bus. I guess the Jaguars came up short in some 3rd and goal from the 4th and goal situations. And Urban Meyer, after the game, was quoted saying his rookie quarterback isn't really comfortable running QB sneaks because his college system, he was constantly in pistol and shotgun. He didn't do a lot of under center. This is a pretty fundamental play. I could understand that maybe he does a lot of shotgun, but this is a pretty fundamental. There's not a lot to it. Hike the ball, just get in there. He said that basically quarterback sneak isn't in their playbook. They haven't practiced it enough to feel comfortable. Trevor Lawrence was made aware of this when he went to the podium, and he goes, we practiced it. I'm comfortable. And it just speaks to the disconnect that we already knew about.
If he's not comfortable with it practicing, why was it called? And second, whose
fault was that? It was not called.
Okay,
and the media is wondering why. Where's the quarterback sneak, Meyer?
Whose fault is that?
That's on the coach. Yes.
See, Urban Meyer's had a history of not being accountable.
He's speaking this way, and Lawrence is speaking this way. That's not good.
Well, dude, this is on the dysfunctional Jacksonville owner. Okay, it starts at the top. All right. Why did you hire him in the first place? Is what to get asses in the seats, dude, up in Jacksonville? I mean, because of Urban Meyer's name in Florida?
No.
I mean, dude, after the first game, no one cares anymore. Okay, and not only that, no one goes to Jacksonville. No one does. No. Period. So I mean that. In itself, dude, let's get off Meyer. Dude, that guy's a joke. He's a clown, dude. And I want to talk about someone that I don't think is a clown, dude. And I think that is a tough situation for a good man, a good football man. But, man, this might be a problem for him going down the road, considering the type of society that we're in now, a changing society that takes everything very literally and will go into your past to look for things that aren't too good, now. And we're talking about John Gruden, of course, dude. Finding through a investigation into the Washington football team, the Redskins, into their emails and everything from years ago, they find an email from Gruden, saying some pretty shitty stuff, stuff that, said 10 years ago. It's very interesting to me how this is going to play out in today's society. With Mark Davis, Tommy Boy is the owner. What's he going to do? Along with what is the NFL going to do with Gruden saying stuff like, DeMaurice Smith has lips as big as Michelin tires, dude. That's not cool. And then you say, then he said some stuff about Goodell. Always remember this, fans and listeners, and I remember it too. And I've been guilty of it myself. When you email anything, write anything, tweet anything, Instagram anything, Facebook anything on social media, it's there forever. And Gruden is paying the price right now.
Digital footprints do last a lifetime. And so be careful with those burner accounts, people talking to you, Kevin Durant. And be careful how you pen your emails and always say thanks. And regards. Don't.
It's not a burner account if everyone knows about it now.
For sure. Now I will agree, Chad. Something's up here though, because someone sat on this for 10 years. Somebody either sat on this for 10 years or decided to push the button now. For what reason, I don't know. John Gruden's apologized. He did it during last night's game. He says, most importantly, I'm not a racist, and I haven't had that. I
don't think he is either, man.
Yeah, but that's what the cancel culture wants to jump on and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, you say there has to be a happy medium in there. You look at the person's personality, you look at their soul, you look at their body of work, and Gruden's body of work is much bigger than some of the other people that we're talking about, dude. And so I think I would give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, hey, you know what? Let's ask ourselves. Look at you in the mirror. Anyone that's listening to this, dude, or watching this, look in the mirror and let's go back 10 years in your life and the stuff that you thought. Us as humans, we evolve, dude. We change our thinking as we learn new things. And that's why we are the supreme species, dude. Okay? Yep. Because we take stuff in, we can learn from it and get better at it. Okay? And 10 years ago, dude, what I was doing 10 years ago, I want nothing of you to know about. Period. End of story, dude. Okay, so this is really, really interesting how this is going to play out, man. But I think you look at the whole body of work in this instance. I could be wrong, but I mean, this guy's coached men for many, many years of all different cultures, all different skin colors, and I think that we need to give him a little benefit of the doubt here.
No doubt. And his own running back, Josh Jacobs, came out and said as much. He goes, "Hey, I played for him for a number of years. He's not that type of person. And this came from 10 years ago. He's grown as a person since then, at the least." So, yes, unfortunate for John. Curious why it popped up now. But these coaching distractions are not good. And the Raiders did have lost 2 straight, and they weren't even close. And so let me just say, not happy trails, John Gruden, but definitely happy trails, Urban Meyer eventually.
Dude, get him out of the league.
And I got to get this in. It was promised. Last week was Meyer Mondays. I'd be remiss if I didn't say happy birthday, number 35, Kurt Meyer Herwig. Believe it or not, I cannot believe his middle name is Meyer in this case because it worked out for the sake of the show. But Kurt, thank you for being one of my best friends all these years. And
yes.
Cheers to the Freddy steak burgers that are so delicious. He was in Arizona this week for some sort of a conference, just spreading all the goodness across the country. But I wouldn't miss it, buddy. Happy birthday to you. And the Eagles snuck in a win for you over the Panthers. Didn't see that coming.
There you go, man. Hey, Kurt, man. Feliz cumpleaños, mi amigo, man. Fantastic.
There it is. Kurt is a fan of Mexico, so he was in Cancun not more than a month ago. So he will take that. Anyways, it's been a Mystery Monday here today. We always promise you football action. We got a good chunk of MLB playoffs. We're going to pocket our off the ball topic for another time. I encourage the listeners to reach out in the chat. Tell us to talk about anything. I don't care. It could be about your cat. We'll talk cat. We'll talk Kyoki. Our favorite cat.
Yes, dude. One of the best cats ever, dude. Yeah, we can talk Kyoki, dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just want to say thank you, listeners, for tuning in again. Let's wish Chad a safe, fun fan experience tonight at the Dodgers game, hosting the San Francisco Giants. And be sure to tune in Thursday. We're going to have some playoff series pretty much wrapped. If not, we're going to have the Dodgers and Giants. We're predicting it 2-2. And we'll be on to the weekend, of course. But don't miss an episode of MisippBROs every Monday, every Thursday, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. We thank you for tuning in. We're going to throw it to Chad to send us off.
No, man, dude, you just did it, man. We're finished, dude. MisippBROs, knocking it down, dude. Bro, I'm proud of you. Get after it. We are out.